Welcome to the Sanders Kitchen. I'm Mike. I'm glad you're with me today. Hey, today's our last video up to the new year because, hey, I've done all the good luck health recipes that I know, and smothered cabbage is the next one. I don't know how you smother your cabbage, but I'm going to show you how we do ours, and it's real simple. And let me show you what's in the recipe. We have 2 slices of smoky bacon. Oh, it smells so good. And we're going to cut that up and render that down. We have some ham shanks. I used these before in another recipe, and I love these things. They are so good. So we have the Mirepoix. We have a cup. We have some garlic and butter, and we have some chicken stock. But we also have a huge cabbage, and there's one other thing I like in my cabbage, and that's new potatoes. If you haven't ever heard of new potatoes in a can, I'm telling you, they're really, really good. They're just real small. I don't know how in the world they get them like that. I just love these little new potatoes. So we have 2 cans of new potatoes. We're going to put that in. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we'll do is cut up our bacon in some nice little pieces about that size, but about 3/4 of an inch. And you can cut them up any size you really like. But this is how I'm going to do it. And we'll just put it in, put the bacon in like that, and we'll just render it down. Now, it's not totally necessary to wait until you see crispy bacon. So what I'm going to do is add in about 2 tablespoons of butter, my Mirepoix, which is 1 cup, maybe a little bit more than a cup, a little olive oil to go with that, a couple of tablespoons. Stir that around, and we're just going to let that cook down a little bit. Let me go ahead and add in a little garlic right now while I'm at it. Yeah, just put that in. All right, so now I'm going to cut these ham shanks up. They don't have to be super small, but you have to leave a little bit on the bone, especially if you're asking Pam to come over because she likes eating the ham off the bone. You don't have to have a ton of meat in your cabbage. So while we're sauteing the veggies down, and I don't have it on a high heat, probably more like a medium heat, because I want to go ahead and have a little time to cut up my cabbage. So let me put this out of the way. When you're cooking smothered cabbage, it really, really, really doesn't take that long. So you want to go ahead and cut the top off. If you have any leaves that you don't like the way they look, and let me tell you, I already peeled them babies off, just take them off. But cut your cabbage in half. Cut it in half again. Now you have some quarters. Put that cabbage over like this and just go in there and pull that core out, okay? And do that to all of your quarters. Take the core out. Well, we're gonna go like this. So I cut 2 slices in. Okie dokie. And that's about it. It doesn't have to be shredded, but just little chunks. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this up. And while the veggies are sauteing down, I might even turn my fire down a little bit. And I'll cut the rest of this up and we'll get this all ready to go. See you in a little bit. I decided to go ahead and cut them and put them right in there. I'm putting them right in. The veggies are right where I need them to be. So look, see, this is the great part about smothering cabbage. You just put it all in there. Now here's the thing. When you put the cabbage in, you don't want anything to burn. So you're gonna turn your fire up and you're gonna get your chicken stock ready and go ahead and put that in. Because that way, you know, nothing's going to stick or anything like that. So, you know, and when we smother, we're gonna smother with the lid on. So here we go. Just don't cut your fingers off when you're doing this, okay? Now all of this is gonna break up even more when you get to cooking. So you can give it one more little cut like that, pick it all up and put it in. And if you can't get it all in at one time, then I promise you, when you put the lid on and wait about 5 minutes, it's all gonna settle down. You can put more in. That's just the way it is. So here we go. I've already cut these two up. This is about a half a cabbage in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stuff as much as I can, about like that. See what I'm talking about? Let me go get my lid. Boom, put the lid on, and we're smothering. We're smothering cabbage. So let's wait about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and put the rest of this in. See you in about 5. During the time you're waiting for the cabbage to settle down a little bit, you'll want to turn it around, just stir it up. You know, what I mean by turning it around is you want to take the cabbage from the bottom and pull it to the top. Because we know the cabbage on the bottom is getting soft and the cabbage on the top is harder, so we want to rotate it a little bit. And you'll see now it is settling down a little bit. So we can go ahead and add some more cabbage. That's how it works, until you get the whole cabbage in there. Now Pam asked me, well, when are you going to put the meat in? Well, we're going to put the meat in when the cabbage settles down, because it doesn't have to cook that long. And if you spill any, just eat it. It tastes so good raw. So now we have that whole cabbage. And if you like cabbage as much as we do, you will love this recipe. And one thing I want to make sure that you understand is we're not going to add any salt or pepper right now, because we're going to wait for it to settle down, make it a little broth at the bottom, and then we'll taste it. We do have that chicken stock, has a lot of salt in it, butter's a little salty, so we just want to wait, and then we'll make a decision. Now I did bring my little pepper out here. Oh, that's the salt there, because I have the pepper right here. My goodness. And it's okay to add a little pepper, not a problem. You know, there's not a lot of pepper in here, so, I mean, hardly none. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and add in my Caliente Hot Sauce. This will all blend in together. This is about a tablespoon right down the middle. I'm telling you guys, this is so good. That is good, good hot sauce. Okay, back on with the lid. Wait another 5 minutes or so. Keep stirring it around until it starts to get softened up. We'll put the meat in and the potatoes. You'll see how it all comes together. It doesn't really take long. Oh my God, honey, this is smelling so good. Let's go ahead and put the meat in. I'm gonna pull it out of the way. Let's put that in. We're just gonna let it all cook down together. It's not gonna hurt anything. Watch, I'll just cover it up, get it all mixed up with the cabbage. It's all gonna settle down in there. And all those flavors, the meat's gonna just sweat its beautiful pork flavor down on top of all that cabbage. It's gonna be so good and yummy. I can't wait. I'll put the lid on and smother it some more. All right. Man, can you see how good this looks? I always say that, but I love the way food looks when it's cooked right. The cabbage is just cooked down and it's so tender, but I did taste it and it needs a little salt. So I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon. And I'm sprinkling in, that's kosher salt. So, you know, if you use table salt, it's gonna be saltier. So I'm gonna put it in and let's go ahead and stir that up. You know, we only started off with 1 cup of chicken stock, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of broth down there, but that's the way it needs to be served. You don't want it dry. Now I'm gonna put in my new potatoes. I was talking to my aunt and I said, should I use the new potatoes? She says, don't use the old ones. Well, anyway, I love new potatoes. I know they come out of a can, but I don't care. I'm telling you, I love new potatoes. They may break up a little bit when you stir it around, but you know, hey, I love these rascals. They taste so good. So, what I'm gonna do is let this simmer just for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll show you how good it tastes. Because it tastes good already, to be honest with you. All right, see you in about 5 minutes. Whew, well, I'm telling you, what a great way to bring in the new year. Smothered cabbage. Hey, if you're from the South, you could say smothered cabbage. It's okay. So we put in that teaspoon of salt and tasted it. It was perfect. So we're just going to go ahead and serve some up right now. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Oh man, I cannot wait to get a taste of this. Boy, that is some good. And those new potatoes, they're just, you can slice them with your fork. It's that tender. And look at that little piece of ham. Oh, this was such a great meal. The ham shanks blended in with the new potatoes and the cabbage and all the mirepoix was such a good meal. I hope you guys can make this. Thank you for tuning into the Sandra's Kitchen. If you like our video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. Don't forget, have a great new year. Go make you some smothered cabbage, and God bless you.